Hi, I'm Jenna Jane. Welcome back. I kind of wanted to just preface and make this video because, if you're new here, hello, welcome. This is more for anybody who's new to the spiritual community, anybody who's been following my content for a while on TikTok, more specifically. I do tarot readings and I do live readings on there. And just anybody who, needs to see this video, I feel really deep down in my bones, will, see it. So, hello, welcome. This video is mostly about the patterns I see within the spiritual community, more specifically the New Age community and, newer spiritual trends, etc. There's a lot of people out there on the internet who are fake gurus, and some of these spiritual people have, a cult like mindset. And I'm just making this video because I am a spiritual person, but I have also been through the toxic and the negative sides of spirituality where you're more consuming the spirituality than really integrating it into your life. So I just kind of wanted to give warning signs and how to kind of break out of that enlightened parts of people. Spirituality and I think life in general is just all about growing and understanding and finding yourself. And with certain aspects of spirituality, with the higher self and good vibes only, and not letting the negative parts of yourself really come out. You suppress a lot. What I mean by that is there have been moments where for example, I suppressed my anger, I suppressed my sadness because I thought that would bring me down on a lower frequency, when really all that did was suppress myself, and it did more damage than good. Now, if it works for you in the moment, by all means, please integrate it. If it's saving your life, do it. But at the same time, you shouldn't be doing, that kind of thing long term. I don't want to say there's an illusion of being awake, but nobody's truly enlightened. And, with the spiritual community, some people might feel enlightened or more superior because they're spiritual, because they feel woke or enlightened or whatever. And I'm not talking about political stuff, I'm talking about spiritual stuff, okay? When I say woke, I just want to preface that. But it kind of keeps people stuck, and it kind of is a hypocrisy to the whole idea, right? And in my opinion, you find out in this life, like, nobody is better than anybody and nobody's less than anybody. We all have our good days, bad days. We're all a mixture of good and evil. And we like to separate ourselves and put ourselves into boxes based on our identity and based on other people's identity. And that's not right. That's like rule number one of spirituality is, in my opinion, of like pure love spirituality, is like you have to learn that's no. We're all in this together, right? I think everybody is a gray area. in some cases. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are obvious people who are bad, and that's goes without saying, right? But I kind of, and I have my notes here. I just reading them off just so I can, whatever. Um, but I just kind of wanted to give you some signs that somebody is bypassing rather than, someone is spiritual bypassing rather than healing, using spirituality to escape accountability. Ooh, nobody talks about that enough, I don't think. And avoiding therapy, and the people who rely too much on manifestation, tarot, divination, stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on manifestation. I'm not shitting on tarot. I do those things. I'm a tarot reader. That's part of how I make my money as a living, is doing that, right? This is just for the people who, with anything, they're in a way abusing it or using it in a way that is not allowing them to heal fully and truly. The paradox here is that, well, true self-awareness comes from embracing all parts of yourself, right? And not rejecting them. When you understand, the things about yourself that you need to change, or, not really change, but work on or learn to embrace, that's when you really start to integrate shadow work and whatnot. This is how you actually break free and grow, when using spirituality, okay? Number 1, reconnecting with your body. Very, very important. Momentum, movement of some sort, yoga, dancing, exercising. I think that is very, very important when you're on a spiritual journey. Number 1, okay? Number 2, grounding. Grounding is very, very important with your spiritual journey. Yoga, art, meditating, whatever it is for you, that do it. Number 3, shadow work. Shadow work, and doing shadow work the right way. I mean, being fully honest with yourself when doing shadow work, but also having that compassion for yourself and that space for yourself when confronting, those deep, dark, shadowy, things. I really recommend keeping a journal strictly just for shadow work. Number 4, just accepting your human experience, right? Your experience as a human being. I think some people who escape with spirituality, I don't really want to get into the whole star seed, you know, alien type thing. I think a lot of people just want to escape, and it's not used in a healthy way. These could be hot takes, okay? These could be considered hot takes, in my opinion. This is all strictly just like warning signs that you're in a cult, in a way, like a spirituality cult on yourself. Um, and just kind of like the damage that can be done, with anything. You could abuse and you can damage anything. I apologize for my doggy. Don't mistake the knowledge that you learn on the internet, anywhere really, for wisdom. Learning is great, right? But healing happens through action, okay? I really, really want to preface that healing happens through action. Also, practicing discernment, my friends. Learning the difference between what resonates with you and what's just another illusion, right? It's been watered down, it's been twisted and turned. Um, like astrology, it's one of my special interests. I love it to death. But at the same time, I really feel like, Western astrology and modernized astrology nowadays is was definitely aimed towards, my demographic, That's not to say, though, I went down this rabbit hole, though, of like, you know, okay, when using astrology as a tool, what's real and what's fake, doing the real hard research and just using my discernment when doing that, right? When sifting through all of that bullshit. It's really sad to see like a lot, like somebody like me, okay, I'm going to use myself as an example. I have been a sad, sad person in my life. Diagnosed, with depression, anxiety, all of that. And I can say there has been a period in my life where, I have swapped out my identity for a new persona, the spiritual one. Um, you know, but in a way where, like, I definitely identified with the spiritual community, being psychic and just being a tarot reader in general, but it gave me this sense of hope in a way, like a false hope. And I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, okay? I'm just saying you can only say everything happens for a reason so many times before you realize, okay, maybe I should stop saying that and really address the real world problem, right? Some real world problems. And saying that everything happens for a reason kind of, it's ignoring, it's some sort of injustice, right? It's an ignoring injustice, right? And I really advise you, viewer, to think for yourself, use your own discernment. If you are new to spirituality, if you're new to my page, I wanted to make this video, part of my YouTube is music, magic, mindset. And using the magic and the mindset part is using your own discernment and making sure things really resonate with you instead of just following it because it's a spiritual trend. And I also feel like I really need to say, you do not need to feel bad if you don't have the crystals, if you don't have the cards, if you don't have, all of the spiritual woo-woo things. You really don't need that. You need yourself, But what matters is when you're going along this spiritual journey is you're integrating it into your life and not just consuming. Okay? And don't hold this sense of entitlement because you are awake or because you know a few spiritual things, okay? That's not what this is about. It's about understanding yourself deeply and embracing that. But at the same time, working on yourself, working and loving yourself through the process. Remember, you are a human being and you are allowed to feel sadness. You are allowed to feel anger. You're allowed to feel lower vibrational emotions. Okay? All of that stuff is just sciencey stuff, okay? You won't it's you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Don't suppress, okay? That's not express yourself. Definitely express yourself, okay? Definitely take accountability of your actions, okay? And clock people when they don't take accountability for what they do. Because that's not right, right? Like if they're using spirituality as a scapegoat, a scapegoat, definitely clock them on that and definitely be like, no, we're not gonna do that. So there's that. If you have a friend who you think could use this video, give them a share. If you enjoyed this video, if this helped you out in any way, give me a like. If you have any questions or if you have anything to add, you're more than welcome to. And I hope you just love yourself and be kind to others. And we're all in this human experience together, okay? Bye.